Welcome and thank you all for coming. It seems like you found your way to the refreshments once or maybe even twice, and that's a good thing. That's good to hear. Everyone should have agenda. They've been posted online as well, so you folks can follow the agenda and know what's going on. I'm glad we can have this sort of hybrid kind of meeting in that way. And really appreciate the time that you made to come out tonight to hear about the mission and ministry of this parish, what we've done, what we've accomplished. Thanks be to God, and what we're looking forward to in 2024, as well as the important factor of electing some new folks to the vestry as terms end and other ones begin. So thankful for that, and invite you to pray with me. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Almighty and ever-living God, source of all wisdom and understanding, be present with those who take counsel here at the Church of the Good Shepherd for the renewal and mission of your church, your kingdom. Teach us in all things to seek first your honor and glory. Guide us to perceive what is right, and grant us both the courage to pursue it and the grace to accomplish it. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. So one of the things we want to be able to do is sing a song. And Come Thou Fountain of Every Blessing is one that maybe you know. And if you don't know it, what page is it on, Michael?
686.
686. There's one hymnal on each table. If you wanted to gather around the hymnal, let's go ahead and stand up. It'd be good to stand. You can look over someone's shoulder if you need to refresh your mind with those words. But it's always good to call on the presence of God with each other as we meet and sing. Thank you very much. Good to have a seat. Feels good to sing and breathe and to have that such a wonderful hymn of joy as well. Celebrate on the Lord. So one of the items on the agenda is we're at number 3. Michelle Price is our new finance and accounts manager. She started feeling not so great by the middle of the day, so she was planning to stay, had to leave, but she is one. Haven't met her. Got a great attitude. She's got lots of business skills, but also great people skills. And so if you ever have something going on with finances, she's going to be a great addition to the staff. And one of the things, part of that too, is we've had part-time people for a long time, but now we've moved that over 50 cents. 25% of it has to do with barn and all the accounting. So we continue to up our game and stay ahead of the curve in that way. It's great to have her with us. That's a new addition. Michael's not too new. He hasn't had his 1-year anniversary yet. tonight. We're very excited that you're with us because it really is a staff, staff of the people that make such a difference. So that's really part of our mission and vision. It has a lot to do, mostly to do, of course, with God and the way the Spirit guides us, but then the people who respond. That's you. And you all are doing what we say in the baptism covenant. I will, with God's help. And the ways that manifest itself each and every day is not just Sunday, time and place. There are things happening here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So much. And that is really because of you. Your worship, penance has been strong, your service, so many ways to serve. But here we have 57 different volunteer ministries in the church. 58 volunteer ministries within the church. And so many people finding that slot where their skills and their time and talent match those needs. That's just fabulous. And formation, Sunday school classes, pilgrimages, weekday classes, ways to get involved in helping others. All those things are really part of mentality and strong faith. What I have to say, speaking from the staff, some of the energy that I have comes from that, comes from you. Seeing what's happening in ELF, seeing the energy get more, seeing the energy in scholarships and outreach and all the ways in worship and departments. That's one of the things we feed off of, and I'm guessing you all feed off of. Wonderful to have that energy. And of course, you know that God loves cheerful givers. And we, as a matter of fact, do too, as the church investor and staff. And the generosity we have at this church here, I just can't tell you how, compared to so many places, resources we have, things that we are able to do because of that, taking care of this property, other growing things, thinking about growth in a lot of places in the not just financial resources. Besides parishioners, it is the staff, and I'm so thankful to have Allison here in our for second year anniversary. And Ellen, who just really people make things happen who have time and can get things done before I ask. It's just happened. Great thing. But just the positivity, you all know that. And the same Skip with you. You were just marvelous. Hold up the data set up. Make a special offering. Two. It's really yet to be seen. But Bonnie, Yoda, Rachel, and all these other people, just marvelous. The Carolina singers had here. Thank you for that. And also your spirit. It's just a great staff. Bonnie isn't here with us tonight, but you know she's one of Ellen's right-hand people getting things done around here. Again, with a lot of cheerfulness. This is Carla, not officially on the staff, but part of our family. National Friendship Center, and she's here with DLL. Really a great resources by for them. That's part. Good. And on top of that, people who basically like staff, and that's the vestry. On the vestry, meeting we have great. Each one of them is involved one way or another, leading by example, faith, leading by patience, bringing that spirit and energy. So it's amazing to me how God provides through the different leaders. leaders or outside the vestry and lead in one of the that is very much appreciated. Catherine, who's the all field and passion here, have the name and what he does. We can't find better words than more language. Now we're just talking to people. Ready been with you this guys by your perseverance.
Thank you. You have energized me.
Thank you. Thank you. In terms of ministries, I used to think in terms of the big three, like the show when they talk about the big three. What was that? This is us, the big three. But now the big four, because we've got this wonderful new pastoral care ministry with what 58 people, 59 people involved in that ministry who are taking flowers, making visits, doing calls, taking home communion, just calling in and checking with people, cooking, and taking those meals. So it really is, just Sharon, that has been something that you really got behind. You got Catherine, you all are behind it working with Allison. So I really thank you for that. If you are on the, just raise your hand if you're on that pastoral care group. A lot of you are, and I really thank you for that. The extension of loving your neighbor. One of the other ones, of course, is ELL, and we got going after we had a great start, then a little bit of time off with COVID, and then just back with gangbusters, 2 nights a week, multiple students, families, continuing to build bridges. When I took this call here with y'all 7.5 years ago, that was one of the things that people talked about was, boots on the ground. We want to be able to interact with people, not just write a check and do that, which is good, but not have as much personal interaction. And this allows a lot for that, and we get to build bridges in the community that are wonderful to see. Our scholarships, our Conkle Road group, led by Kevin this year, has been marvelous. On Conkle Road, who else is here? We'll hear from him just a little bit. It's a marvelous ministry that continues to grow and will continue to grow with gifts to the endowment, and you'll hear some of that about that as well coming up. The outreach committee that Janie, who's online with us, led for so many years. Bill Canby led it this year, and next year Bob Anderson and Fred Hallback will sort of be teaming up to help lead a great group of people. Important, turnover, getting new people on, having seasoned people there, but continuing to have people involved to know what's going on, creating some ambassador time. I'm getting directed silently to move this way. Hello, can you see me? It's more hearing? Okay. I understand. Okay. I'll do this so you can hear me and see me, I hope, too. Okay, thank you. Well, yes, with outreach, it's great to have just a marvelous thing. People's jaws drop and hearts swell when they hear that we are charged with distributing $300,000+ in this community. And all that goes into that from start to finish. It's really just a blessing and a wonderful thing that God has done with us and through us. And then we can't thank God enough for the barn ministry. Ruth, you should be one of those people who's also on staff. Get it going with that. The volunteers and you're on the barn board, raise your hand. They got good barn board folks here. Wonderful group of folks who are doing that. And how many parishioners that we have because of the barn first. Not because of worship, not because of coming here for something else, because I want to be part of this group that's doing this and meeting people and then having that translate into their faith. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I'm thankful for that. Beautiful buildings and grounds. Again, thanks to Fred Hallback for a big push this year in the middle of the ground to get things planted and get folks here that can make that happen. But really, your skills and your time with that are just very thankful for all that you're able to do. So in 2024, my spiel for that is much like Bishop Jose's was. It's like there's nothing really special and new to do. we're doing wonderful and great things. Let's just continue to do it well and do what we're doing better, which means reaching out to newcomers and visitors, folks who are moving here, whether it's across the street or across town, to have them feel welcomed and belonging here, reaching out to children and youth and their families, busy lives, bouncing all over the place, but how to keep faith formation in those lives important, continuing to build upon the pastoral care efforts that we have, keeping an eye on diversity to the extent that we can in a community that is somewhat diverse, but not that diverse, but what can we do to manifest that and build on it ourselves? Keeping a hand out for belonging and engagement. Those two things are part of our long-range plan. We think about how we really do belong here, but how we engage in that belonging. Keeping our hearts open to the transformation the Holy Spirit is always working on in our lives. Some of that happens in music, some of that happens through worship and sermons, some of that happens through service and formation, but being open to that kind of transformation is always important for us. And that transformation not only in our lives, but ways that we can reach out and transform into other lives. So continuing to do all those things and participate as you're doing tonight, I think we'll have a wonderful and blessed 2024 as well. So that brings the end to my comments. I'll have a time for questions a little bit later on as we move along, but I want to turn things over to Sharon and Catherine now, who want to talk briefly about pastoral care. Y'all come on up. So I just told you you have to hold this close to your mouth when you're speaking.
Okay. Go ahead, Ken. You're good. Hi, I'm Catherine D. And I'm probably not much of a thinker on our team. I'm more of a doer. But we have somewhat, over the past couple weeks, opened it up to the assisted living facility, Chestnut Hill and Eckerd. We've been making visits in there, trying to become a presence, actually, and a good presence. So that's pretty much what I've been working on, and the folks that are in the facilities right now, I'm keeping a tab on. And the library. And the library. All right, go ahead. What about the library? Do we have one? Oh, yes, we do have one. We have a reference library, and actually it's been stocked. And it's stocked with
Closer?
Closer. It's stocked with homemade cards. Kevin's sister-in-law, I think, made many cards, donated them. Kathy Carter did too. Mm-hmm. So we have cards in here. We have resources if you need to know anything about a power of attorney. All of that is in there somewhere. Money problems as one ages. There's some hints on what you can do to alleviate that. The medical practice in Brevard. The medical practice in Brevard, I have not been to, but I'm going to, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk among yourselves. Yeah. All right, the new medical practice in Brevard, what's the name of it?
Hopscotch.
Hopscotch, yes. And they're a group of 200 physicians?
Well, all together, I think, but there's going to be 3 physicians there.
Yeah,
Okay.
your turn.
3 physicians there with taking patients that are 65 and older, and every patient gets a 30-minute visit. And they guarantee that. Anyway, it just sounds like something to look into, and that they're leaning toward absolutely a geriatric population. Back to pastoral care, we have probably about 7 arms of the pastoral care committee. We have the pedal pushers, which you maybe seen Nora in here, or Patch, breaking the flowers down and taking those to people that are homebound or in the hospital. We have Heavenly Foods, thanks to Gail and Judy and, Carol Trickle, sorry. And Carol's team, filled both freezers downstairs. And, as they're emptying, Judy has, volunteered to get a team and keep them full so that we can carry food all the time to people who are sick or just getting out of the hospital. Excuse me, we do transportation. We do sit and visit, Eucharistic visits, the Mourner's Path, walking the Mourner's Path, which is a grief group that Allison and Lawson and I do, that will be picking up again in January, if I can read lips. And, so at any rate, but y'all, it's great because there's 58 people that have stepped up to be a part of this team, and it is an in-reach team. We've mastered outreach. I'm sure that the outreach people here are going to go, no, there's more we can do, and you probably can. But we really are trying to take care of our own, to the people, to the parish, for the parish, from the parish. And I just thank you for your joining in on that. Yeah.
And I would like to say that this ministry is such a blessing to Rob and Allison because they could not do this. They would have to have 68 hours in a day to do this for this parish. So I'm very thankful.
Thanks. And there's currently 25 people that we are attending to now in one way or the other, 25. So we've come up even with kind of a case management system so that one person is assigned to that person so that we don't miss anything. There's so much we can miss, but we're taking care of our own. And I thank all of you for being a part of that.
Next is Conco Road, and Kevin's going to come up and talk about, there's a little bit of that in your agenda handout, but both of those you might refer to that. It's just a snapshot of what has been a tremendous year of really building a relationship with these students.
Stay. Thank you. Can you hear me? All right. So this has been, I would say, an amazing, transformative year for Conco Road. We've done so much over the years, but never, ever, looking back at all the records, have we broken so many records as we did in 2023. We had 31 scholars, more than ever. We gave away or awarded 71,000 in scholarships. And these 31 scholars attended 16 unique universities. So hats off to my team, who are amazing A-stars. They're wonderful. It's a varsity team I would kill to have over and over again. But this was a lot of amazing work and couldn't have been done without the team, the handful of people I have on the committee. So I'm very, very thankful for that. We also did all this in alignment with our 2023 budget. And we're aligned to do the same in line with our budget in 2024. We're also looking at future plans of what happens when our community, as it continues to grow. There's going to be more parents here, full-timers with kids, or kids in school, or kids getting to seniors, and then they want to apply for a scholarship. And how do we manage that growth? There'll be more to discuss with that topic next year. So, but we are thinking about it. And in addition to our day job of managing these 31 scholars, and I say we because it really is a collective we. There's three people or three groups I'd like to recognize. First of all, Parish, thank you. Hats off to all of you on the phone and here in the room. Without your support, dedication, love of this ministry and the kids, none of this would have been possible. We couldn't have done anything for 31 kids. And it's because of you. You've lifted us up. So thank you, first of all. Secondly, shout out to Daughters of the King. They did an amazing amount of personal work, hand making quilts for the new scholars or freshman scholars for 2023. Amazing. So please applaud and thank the Daughters of the King. So we do just goodie bags typically for midterms and do rah-rah sessions with kids to get these prayer quilts out to these 7 new freshmen. This was really an amazing effort. So thank you, Daughters of the King, and Laura too, especially. Finally, I want to thank, let's see, oh, yes, my committee. How can I forget that? So, this is my first year as being chair. I step into a team that's already rock stars. They really are amazing people. And we have 31 scholars, 18, 19, 20-year-old teenagers in college, 16 different colleges. It really is herding cats. It's a daily effort. We want to make sure these kids get to and through school. And the team I'm about to introduce here, they knock it out. They make sure that they know they're loved, scholars are loved. We really want to see them succeed. It's up to them to do it, but we're going to push, and love on them and coach them as much as we can to make them know at least there's at least one group of people here, their shepherds and the team that really care about what they're doing in college and seeing their success and their letters come back of all the great work they're doing. You'll hear more about that later on in the year as well. So I'd like to thank first David Jones, Debbie Lassiter, this is my team, Eleanor Welling, Gloria Weir, Sharon Van Vick, and Susie Sinclair, and most especially our chair emerita, which is Miss Pat Rowe. None of this ever. So look forward to, it's hard to say more records breaking, and who knows what's going to happen in 24, but we're very excited with the work we've done this year. So thank you all.
Thanks, Major.
Yes, wonderful leader, wonderful, just keeping things going. There is a list of things. It's really not an exhaustive list of all that Peter Keck has been doing with buildings and grounds. And I know there's some things coming in 2024. Do you want to speak to any of those things, or do you want the report to speak for itself? What would you like to?
No, the report can speak for itself, but I would like to.
Wait until you get up here, Peter.
I would like to amplify the pastoral care outreach that they did for me. I want to thank everyone for every one of those cards and notes and letters and heartfelt encouragement. You can do it. You're strong. You do it. And it was so meaningful. And I'm all clear, all good. That is a great ministry that is beginning and continues to grow. So thank you very much for that. The work is here, but I didn't do it all. I mean, there was lots of people that helped, particularly Fred came back and helped pick up the pieces that I left when I was sick, and the light poles, oh my gosh. Trying to find it was the task. It was the task, but we did it. It's LED now, so that's good. But all these things are things that we needed to address, and we've got a couple more things. We're going to look at the refurbishment of these tiles. I've already gotten a couple estimates on that. We've got a roof to do here and a roof to do there, and those really are the three big pieces, I think, for the remainder of next year. But anyway, thanks so much. And
He mentioned all the things he's worked on in the barn, along with Ruth and Skip and everybody else. So he's been junior warden of two pieces of property, and has really just thrown his heart into it. And thank you for that. And the HVAC, I think, may be one of the other things here too. We're incrementally in this building get to all that. So I've given kudos to a lot of people, but one person is still yet deserving, and that is Irv Welling, as a wonderful treasurer. He cares about the numbers. It's a good puzzle for him, but what's behind it is he cares about how that's a reflection of God's love and a reflection of that stewardship. So I really appreciate all that you put into it, Irv. And he's going to give you a report on a couple of things that he's got listed there. So keep that agenda packet in your hands. Thank you, Irv.
Thank you, Rob. So this has been a busy year, as you can tell. And most of these ministries, some more, some less, but they do have a financial impact they require some financial resources and so forth. And fortunately, we have a very generous congregation here, continues to I think, exceed anybody's expectations. It's just so generous. And that's evidenced so much by the barn. If you, I know I'm skipping around here probably, but the barn, we raised over $1.7 million for the barn, which is astounding. We only took about 2 months, to do it.
Hold it a little closer.
And of that $1.7 million, we've collected all but about $400,000 out of it. So the barn closing is officially tomorrow, but actually we did it today.
Wow.
And we've done it with only having to borrow about $250,000, and we've done that against these pledges. So this will all be paid off within the next 2 years. That's amazing. That's a real tribute to a lot of people involved in the barn, but it's particularly to the whole congregation for their generosity. So let's look a little bit real quickly. I'll take the high road here. Our operations this year, on the top of the third page, that show that we're about $34,000 in the good so far. We have 2 months to go. My best guess is we'll end in the good. Our budgeting process that we go through pretty intensely this time of year, every year, I think is a very productive management tool. And the finance committee, Rob and I, the whole vestry look at this every month. So we have a very solid financial approach. Let's see, if you look at stewardship for next year, as we stand here now, we're almost $660,000 versus a total of $744 last year. And we still have, I think, about 50 more number of pledging units to equal last year's number. So we've had new members, we've had some that have left, deceased, whatever. I'm optimistic that we'll exceed last year, but we still have to get it done in the next month or so. We got started late this year. It always kind of runs out to the end of the year, so this is not different. It's more compressed this year because of everything that's going on with our barn and our barn campaign. So let's see. Our general funds are in good shape. This year, market-wise, has been a so-so year. It's been up and down a little bit. It's been up this month, pretty good. So we will hopefully end the year on a good note there. I'll let Ruth talk about the barn results. Let me see, if you look on the last page, I think there's something more. Okay, that's a total of our endowments as of the end of last month. They're in good shape. The Shepherd Fund, I'd love to see that continue to grow. And the Uncle Row, with all that Kevin's stirring up and his team, we need to continue to build that. And hopefully through legacy giving and putting something in your estate, your will, can allow us to grow significantly over the years to come, because as Cashers becomes more and more of a year-round place, we need to be prepared to have more and more scholarships. And we do a great job already, but hopefully we can continue to grow that very positively. There is a form on the bottom, on the last page.
Nick's gonna speak to that.
Okay, good. Let me see. Anything I haven't hit on? I don't think so. Any questions, sir? Good.
Vic is a member of the vestry, also chairs our endowment board, and he wanted to speak a little bit about that as well.
First, I'd like to say Peter started the meeting off by saying Rob energizes. Rob certainly has energized me and all of us. I think we owe Rob a great for his leadership. I can't tell you how many church situations I've been in where there was no leadership at the top, but we are truly blessed to have this leadership. The endowment board consists of 5 members. for a 3-year term, and several ex officio members, including the rector, the senior warden. And of course, we couldn't do anything without Irv helping us. Our job is to oversee the funds, receive requests for distributions, and advise the vestry accordingly. Currently, our members are myself, Lisa Dorgan. Lisa's helped us a good bit with messaging and website changes and things. Jim Rechtenwald, Bev Sonsheimer, and Tom Trickle. Rob asked me to give a little summary of some of the funds that we have. Of course, Kevin did an outstanding job on Concord Road. We all know about that. Now, the way that works is each fund is administered slightly different. And if you look at the back page, you'll see the balances that are just alluded to. And we take a percentage, and it's fixed right now at 5% of the principal on the Concord Road, which gives us X number of dollars to distribute to those scholarships that Kevin administers, plus the ask that we do at the congregational level at various times. It is Pat Rose goal in mind to see that that endowment at least double to truly make a huge impact on what we're doing. If Kevin had his way, we'd need 10 or $15 million to take care of what Kevin wants to do. So, but our other endowments include the Shepherd Fund, which was established in 1999, and that was established, it's a restricted fund established to meet human needs in Cashiers and the surrounding community. And one of the primary focuses is for post-secondary education. So we draw on that fund as needed at the discretion of the vestry, the finance committee, and in consultation with everyone. Second Century Fund was started in 1995. It started off with a $500,000 base amount. You see now that our balance is about $895,000, and that's where the money is going to come from for the new roof that Peter wants, and for whatever needs to be done to maintain our historic church. The Hines Hall Fund, as Irv alluded to, needs our help. That fund was also established to essentially take care of this building, which is the heart and soul of Good Shepherd. So we are working on ways to increase and continue the funding of these funds. And of course, at the bottom, back of page 4, you'll see that you have the opportunity to leave Good Shepherd in your estate planning through several different methods. We have forms that are, I'm not sure if the website's been updated yet, but we will have the forms on the website that you can fill out if you want to do a bequest to the church. What was that, Ellen? Yeah, and Ellen can also email them to you. And if you need any one-on-one, any member of the endowment board has the forms and can talk to you one-on-one and go over the forms and get them to the right place. But it has been a great experience for me to do this. I can't tell you, when you compare what Good Shepherd does, other churches, other dioceses, and even within our own diocese, we are blessed by our leadership and your generosity. Thank you.
Yeah, and the form that he's alluding to is pretty much this one. This is sort of a sample, but it shows you, and if you've already made that designation, maybe it's something to think about. But that kind of stewardship is very important in the life of any church, and to continue that growth and health. Please let us know. And we do keep that confidential as well, particularly if you say we're keeping this gift anonymous. So there is so much to celebrate with the barn. As Irv said, that the check was written and given over. The papers have been signed by Peter and Laura today, a little day early. So it really is just amazing how everything has come together, and we celebrate that. And Ruth is gonna come up, Skip's gonna come up here too. He may not say as much as Ruth does, but Skip, I want you to come on up here and just stand here and be pretty. Because we really do want to thank you. We would not be here if it were not for you. And Ruth the same, we would not be here if not for you. So thank you both very much in that.
Wow. Wow. Does that go? All right. I always mess this up, so I'm going to say it at the beginning. We all know what our mission statement is, right? Reflect God's love through our faith and action. We hear it all the time. Well, I can truly tell you the year of 2023, it was playing out everywhere at the Bazaar Barn. We were seeing faith and action all over the place. You know, if you think a year ago, I stood here and explained how we were thinking about, or had decided to buy the property on 107 North. And it was a really huge step. I mean, we were all a little bit scared. And it required a lot of faith that we could afford it, that we could run it, that we could make money off of it. And then it really required some action to do it. So that was the first part of our faith in action. Well, then, a year later, we did it. Everybody deserves a hand in this because you've donated, you've volunteered, you've listened about the barn, you have raised money for the barn, you have been to the barn and bought things, you've told your friends to go, and you've worked there, and it's amazing what a parish-wide endeavor this has been, and the fruits of it are just amazing, and the blessings are everywhere. So in the last 12 months, I put together a few facts. We created a new Bazaar Barn. And in fact, it's really an upscale retail shopping experience. And it's like no other on the plateau. We have developed and staged 10,000 square feet of retail, which is about 50% more than we had before. We hired Skip Ryan to run everything, and truly he's the secret sauce. It would not be the Bazaar Barn without Skip. We renovated and renovated and renovated, and we improved the property tremendously. Thank you, Peter Keck, for all your leadership and guidance in that. I know you feel a little bit tired of it, but this includes new HVAC, which is going in right now, thankfully, because it's cold. State-of-the-art rug rack, smoke alarms, video recorder, new lighting, new flooring, paint, even parking lot striping. All of those have gone into the barn. We've got a good landscape crew, and really it's just getting better every day. We do have more things to get done. Someday you'll be able to go from upstairs to downstairs, but right now we feel really good about, inside, excuse me. But we feel really good about what we've accomplished in that degree. And all of the capital campaign has helped fund those renovations. So we really are going to be hitting the ground running in 2024 with very little left to do, which is a great blessing. We received probably 40% more donations this year, which, we got to have the donations, and they're really high quality. That's where that upscale resale comes in. And then also we have welcomed 65% more volunteers. We probably had 40 volunteers last year. We're up to 68, Anne Marie says. And I do have to give Anne Marie kudos for this. Anne Marie Halbach has taken this volunteer job, figured out Sign Up Genius, the program we use, and taught 1 million people how to use it, I think. And it's just been such a wonderful thing to behold. It is a group of angels out there every Friday and Saturday, and we added a Thursday to our retail offerings during the season. So about 40 people show up on a weekend to work there. Plus we have people working and sorting downstairs. Carol Summerall, are you still on? Sorting curtains and all those things. So it's really truly a sight to behold. And all of this has translated into some pretty amazing numbers. I don't know if you want to put that up, Ellen. But we really weren't sure what to expect when Irv and I sat down to forecast this. We thought maybe we'd get 525,000, 560,000 in sales. We just weren't sure. We did 460 or 471 last year, and we're up 40%. over 40% this year in gross sales. And I never thought that was gonna happen. It's really what we thought we were gonna get next year. So the sky's really looking bright in that. Yes, we did have some expenses. The transition, we had a lot of rent to pay, which thankfully we will not be paying as we get the loan paid off. We brought Skip on as a full-time manager. We took over some of Carrie, our graphic design manager's salary. We'll be taking on Michelle's salary, which are all things we need to do because we take a lot of their time up. We have a lot of labor involved in the new barn. You know, you have 10,000 square feet full of furniture and you gotta get it in and out. And while we have 68 lovely volunteers, I don't think there's a single one that wants to move a sofa. So we figured that out. We're still working to streamline it, but we have a great mover in Stephen Rice and his company. We also have found some great day laborers who have worked really well with Skip, and that's going well too. So that's going to be definitely a line item expense next year, but it's something that is the only way we can operate, and we're working on that right now. We've had some great marketing success. Social media has really become a thing with us, and that sign on the road and your word of mouth. So all of those things have really added up to a great bottom line. We will be able to meet or exceed the outreach obligations that we did this year, 300,000. And that was my big goal, is I didn't want to go into this and shortchange outreach, and we're not. So hopefully next year it'll even grow more because we won't have all that rent to pay. So as we look towards next year, I'll make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, I have one more thing to really highlight, and that is the queen of the barn believers, the two queens, Rosemary Aki and Rhoda Quick, who helped us raise 1.7 million in about 2 months. And I can't tell you what this will do for us as a church and for our outreach, because it eliminates rent. And it also paid for a lot of our renovations. So without that campaign, I would not be standing here with this big smile on my face. So thank you. And then looking to next year, we are really going to focus on this upscale resale concept. We are not a thrift store. We are a resale store that has a range of products that we are trying very hard to meet all consumers that want to come in our door. Our prices are definitely higher than last year, but we also are trying very hard to have a range, like I said, and you should be able to find something for your budget. And if not, we'll probably be getting it in a few weeks. And this concept has really taken off with people, and we also have begun sort of a rudimentary inventory system, ways to decide how long something has been here, should we mark it down. Skip's done a good job of streamlining the markdowns. We will be using Michelle's services to do a lot more accounting and bookkeeping that I think will help us streamline things as well. And we'll be building on a lot of the marketing initiatives that we started this year. So a lot of that is just already going, and like Rob said, we hope to keep doing what we're doing well and build on it. There's a lot we don't know. It's not going to be perfect, but this thing it's real, and I'm just so happy to stand here and see how well it's done this year. Thank you. Oh, can I thank people? I need to thank a lot of people. First of all, our board. And I feel like everybody kind of has a specific role. Laura Langford, I feel like you're our conscience. And you're good at retail too. Peter Keck, obviously you are good with all the facilities and renovations that we've done. Nell Hines is not here tonight. She's also a retail guru and helps in staging some things as well. Anne Marie, as I said, is volunteer guru, or Angel Gabriella, shepherding all those people. And then Catherine Dean, who has been on our board for a couple years and has retired to obviously do other things, but she pops in too, and she's a great master of rugs and retail. I know you're glad you're not doing the rug part. We could not be here with the barn without Herb Welling, who has figured out how to do all the finances. I took this marketing English major, and he's helped me figure these out, sort of. And Christy, Janet, and Michelle for accounting. I mentioned Rosemary and Linda. Judy Gray and Betsy Paul are in and out behind the scenes, staging, arranging, doing all the market stuff. And that's our little housewares store. And without them, that store could not be. And then Carrie Sanders, our communications director, does so much. She does the ads you see, she does the social media, she does the sign, anything that's graphic or communicating, she's had a hand in. And finally, Rob, Allison, and the vestry. Y'all have been here, you've been the rock. She talked us through things, you've had the vision, and I really, really like it. All right, good morning.
You see on your agenda, there are two other ways that you can really help continuing to donate, volunteer, all those types of things. But the mattress ministry, which is really Skip's brainchild, is a great way to keep those mattresses and people who need a place to sleep. Skip has told some great stories about helping out people in those ways. So donating mattress, letting people know if you hear about it, hey, we've got a place where you can get one and get one inexpensively that's good. And also looking for some help taking photos as we continue the social media piece. If you can come and do that, that's a big help as we try to diversify some of that. And I do want to echo, Ruth, your words. Rosemary, thank you very much. Linda Quick, thank you very much. Your skills, your support, your vision about this campaign and how to make it happen. It was a huge help. So again, thank you from the whole parish and from me too in particular for what you all did to make that happen. Continuing down the agenda, I want to again say thank you to vestry, particularly those who are rotating off this year. Laura Langford, Doreen Hastings came in for a second term. So we've had, 6 years on vestry together, and seven is right, because she took another one. So almost my whole time here, she has been on the vestry. So that's good. Mark Quick, who is online, joining us from Houston. Thank you for all of your wisdom and care in so many ways. And Kate Golston, who has returned to Florida, thank you for her service too. And when you see them, please thank them yourselves. And the vestry slate that is before you is in pictures as well as here. So Tyler, if you would stand up, Tyler Fields is over there. You've seen him as an acolyte and as an usher and so many other ways. So that's great. Nancy Watson is online, or she was online. She had to leave. Sorry about that. Carol Trickle was online. Hello, Carol. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well down there in Florida. Ed Henson is here. Stand up, Ed. Very good. And Lynn Jones. Wonderful to have Lynn healthy again. And her joy and their 1 year term to achieve and to bow out 1 year early and then said, hey, I'm ready to come on. And so we had a 1 year term and could have her do that. So that is really wonderful that she wanted to serve again. So really this has to be one of the formal votes that we have here. This slate has been nominated by the vestry, and so it doesn't need a second, but it does need your affirmation. So all those in favor of having all these people serve on the vestry, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Right, very good. Thank you and congratulations. Welcome to meet all Florida. As we begin to close out and look towards 2024, Allison has some things that she wants to talk about, a few of which I think she may have left on the table.
I did. But I know that it's getting late, and so I have a quiz with prizes.
Oh,
Right? With prizes. So this last Sunday, we worked with youth and families and had a family Eucharist, and one of our activities was learning about St. Nicholas, whose feast day is next Wednesday. So I have some delicious St. Nicholas chocolate, also prayer cards about our famous St. Nicholas. So I want to know if you can correctly place this motto. I place my hand in yours because together we can do what you can't answer this then. Because we can do what I cannot do alone. Together we can do what I cannot do alone.
Rosalind Carter.
Yeah.
Helen Keller.
No. No.
St. Nick.
It is the motto for walking the mourner's path. Yes. So that is the motto, and it's about And why did I want you to know that? I want you to know that motto because I think we all know people in our lives who are grieving. And that, having led this group twice now and seen the witness of people moving through the grieving process, that I think that it has a great place in our parish. And so, and we have been fortunate in that, yes, several people are from this congregation, but several are from our community. And so we have extended kind of the reach of Walking the Mourner's Path and of Good Shepherd to those people. So you, even if you don't know someone here in the church, you may know someone in your life, or someone that you work with, or someone that you volunteer with, or someone that you serve with. So continue to keep that ministry at the top of your mind, if you will. We interview everyone, so don't feel like, well, I don't want to recommend someone if I don't know. It's not that. We have a process, we interview everyone. And so think about that. We're going to start again at the end of January. It's an 8-week course, and we're happy to do that again. All right. Our Catherine and Sharon had already spoken to you about the pastoral care team, and part of the pastoral care ministry is that twice a month we offer workshops. They could be on many different topics. We've covered gratitude, we've covered communication, we've covered compassion, we've covered confidentiality, we've covered all kinds of topics. In the new year, we're going to be talking about wellness, we're going to be talking about forgiveness, we're going to be talking about something as simple as chair yoga. I mean, we no topic is beyond us. If you have topics you want us to cover, let us know. But it's usually like a 20-minute discussion, and then we can turn to the needs of the parish and try to make sure what we know. So I do invite, Story, question?
So you don't have to be on.
No, exactly right.
Anyone can come to these.
Anyone can come to the workshops, right? If it's a topic that interests you, or maybe you just need something to do on the occasional Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock, we will be here. Okay, you know that I'm involved with the formation process, so on the little card that's on your table, I've listed out some of the things that we're going to be doing over the next several seasons. I think of interest will be the Rector's Forum all through Epiphany. So Rob, we're looking forward to you leading that on topics of his choice, or maybe they'll send you suggestions. I don't know. If you turn it over, you can see that Doug Bischoff will return this summer to lead discussions on Matthew and John again. And then I want to announce this worship and art camp that we are going to have on July 15th through the 20th. And this will be open to the community. I've given you some details there. I'm still working on an adult component of this. I'm not sure how that would happen, but we are living in a community surrounded by artists of all kinds. And so to invite them into our space and to lead children in art, whether that would be in music, in movement, in the visual arts, however that is. So we're excited about this for this summer. And then the family Eucharist, which is the one way that we found to reach out to families here, continues. There's a couple of dates there. And we started November 5th, offering Sunday school in the youth lounge at 10 o'clock for folks, generally about 6th grade and above. I wouldn't say we've had I have a deal with them. I go to the basketball games and they come to Sunday school. So far it's worked out. I love nothing better than a middle school basketball game. It really is a highlight. Yeah.
Thank you, Allison, again, for all the energy and faith that you bring to the ministry that we have to give. So this is just the time to see if you'll have any questions on what you've heard or other things just in general about the church. Some topic maybe we did not cover that you'd like to know something about or have a comment, a piece of input about. Yes, Ruth.
This isn't a question, it's a statement, written across my papers in great big capital letters was,
Thank you, Ellen, for everything.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you. Y'all are to me too.
Any other, questions, comments, wonderings, those kind of things with that? You know how the saying is, behind any good man is a good woman. So I want to thank my wife, Linda. Lots of support, lots of cheerleading, lots of ways that, I just really want to thank you for the ways that we are teaming this, particularly on a thing like the pilgrimage to Italy, how you were just such a wonderful thing. But she does that all the time at home. So that's a very good thing. So thank you for that. Please do note the Christmas services that are coming up. One is a sing-along here, just like we've had before. We hope to have a couple of musicians doing some solos, and then us being able just to gather around this piano, enjoy some festive cheer together, and sing on Saturday the 23rd. Then on the 24th, it's an odd thing. It is a Sunday, so we are going to Christmas Eve being on a Sunday. Not that it is a Sunday, but Christmas Eve being on a Sunday. There's also Advent 4 in the morning. There will be one service at 9 o'clock only on the 24th, that Sunday morning. And then we will celebrate Christmas Eve, 3:30, children's pageant, 5:30 lessons and carols, and then 10:30, just a regular sort of midnight mass kind of thing, Christmas Eve, hoping that the weather permits. Well, last year we were shut down and cold and wondering what was going to happen. Hopefully it won't happen that way this year. And again, an opportunity to invite people, share that, and have them come and be part of that. And then Christmas Day at 12 noon. A lot of people don't like to drive it at night in those services, but Christmas Day itself is wonderful, just like Easter Day is. Again, thank you for your time tonight. Appreciate all who helped with refreshments and serving and providing and doing all those things. So thank you for that. And I invite you to stand for a closing prayer that Allison will lead.
And I've been asked as a point of privilege if Sandra could speak to you all.
Yeah.
I've had food and I've had flowers, but I want to thank you most for all your prayers, because by the grace of God and your prayers, I'm here tonight. From Walter Bruning, and it's a prayer called Waiting and Longing, which would be appropriate as we get ready to enter into the Advent season. God of the season, God of the years, God of the eons, Alpha and Omega, before us and after us, you promise and we wait. We wait with eager longing, we wait amid doubt and anxiety, we wait with patience thin and then doubt. And then we take life into our own hands. We wait because you are the one and the only one. We wait for your peace and for your mercy, for your justice and for your good rule. Give us your spirit that we may wait obediently and with discernment, caringly and without passivity, trustingly and without cynicism, honestly and without utopianism. Grant that our wait may be appropriate to your coming soon and very soon, soon and not late, late but not too late. We wait while the world groans in eager longing. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much once again. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.